Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Kol Yamla, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Kahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who do real well, and by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely, keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Jachanan Awaf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And this is a pretty long article, so I wanted to just get to some points in it. It's ProPublica. It says how a grad student uncovered the largest known slave auction in the U.S. So I'll just, I want to get to the points and stuff. Because basically there was just, this is South Carolina, basically, where they basically sold, I'm assuming like it was saying like 600 slaves in just one day, so to speak. And, the treatment of them and all this other little stuff. But let me get to the point, because I did highlight what I wanted to get into. And like I said, it was well-written story, article or whatever. And this is where I wanted to get into. It says birth of generational wealth, because they made a lot of money off those slaves, man. They had five of this particular family is called the Ball. Their last name was Ball, and they had like 5 different plantations owned, up to like 4,000 slaves or something like that. And pretty gruesome, man. Jake done been through a lot in this place, and I wanted to touch on this because when you come across a lot of these Christians, they want to be all forgiving, as if this thing should be forgotten. Oh, well, it was so long ago. That's one of the things that they'll run on you. Oh, well, it was a long time ago. We must move on. But the Lord is hey, they're gonna have to pay for that stuff, man. It just is what it is. All right. Okay. It says birth of generational wealth. It says, although the sale of 600 people as part of one estate auction appears to be the largest in American history, the volume itself is hardly out of place on a vast scale of the nation's chattel slavery system. And when you go into chattel slavery, that means that, basically, and they was, they had breeding farms. They just had Jake, big burly Jakes, big mandingo type Jakes, you know what I'm saying? Just knocking women off and getting them pregnant. And when those babies were born, then that's just a new litter. You know what I'm saying? That's how the so-called white man was getting down, man. He was treating Jake like some damn pit bull puppies, man. Breeding them, he didn't care if he was putting the son with the mother. He didn't care if he was putting the sister with the brother. He didn't care anything about none of that, man. And these were Christians. They, supposedly believed in white Jesus, right? Okay, it says Ethan Keitel, a history professor at California State University, Fresno, noted that the firm auctioning much of Ball's estate, Jervey, Waring, and White, probably still around to this day, alone advertised sales of 30, 50, or 70 people virtually every day. So this was an ongoing thing, man. That was a lucrative business for these so-called white people, man. And I say it all the time, we're still in slavery to this day. Because you can't leave this country without this man's credentials. You're gonna have to show that that you have this man's passport, his state ID. You're gonna have to show that you rolled up your sleeve and took all his shots. You're gonna have to show maybe your birth certificate, social security card, whatever. You're not gonna leave any country that so-called Negroes are scattered to. None of us can leave those places without showing this man's credentials. You see? Because we're still in slavery. They're still over us. This is this is their kingdom. And they're gonna have to pay for these things though, man. Okay, it says Jervey, Waring, and White alone advertised sales of 30, 50, or 70 people virtually every day. That adds up to 600 pretty quickly, Cutto said. He and his wife, the historian Blaine Roberts, co-wrote Denmark, Vincey's Garden. I think I seen the older version of that, I think I seen that movie. A book that examines what he called the former Confederacy's willful amnesia about slavery. So they don't want to remember it. But guess what, though? Let's grab a quick scripture real quick. They don't have to remember it, because the Lord is not forgetting, though. What is that? Is that Ecclesiastes? That's a lot. You bear with me here. Let me just type it in. Yeah. Oh, Salaki, it was Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and Yahweh requireth that which is past. So those things that happened in the past, they can say how long ago it was all they want to. They're still gonna have to pay for it. The Lord is gonna require what they done. Now again, they'll tell you it was a long time ago, but guess what? Next week they're gonna celebrate 4th of July, which was a long time ago, 1776, right? And Jake be running around out here getting new outfits and buying all kinds of shit to celebrate this man's holiday. I just seen, because it rained here yesterday. I don't think it stopped their fireworks though, but the city's firework, they had it yesterday, and nothing but Jake there, man. Jake just they barbecuing and shit. No, I'm just looking at it like Jake is just, our people are really destroyed, man, for a lack of knowledge, according to the scriptures, roughly paraphrasing that. Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, man. Okay, so let's go back into it though. It says, it says the willful amnesia about slavery, particularly in Charleston, and urges a more honest accounting of it. Slavery was a form of mass commerce, he said. It made select white families so wealthy and powerful that their surnames still form a sort of social aristocracy in places like Charleston. So these people still remember it to this day. Although no evidence has surfaced yet about how much the auction of 600 people enriched the Ball family, the amount Ann Ball paid for about 1/3 of them is recorded in her bill of sales, buried within the boxes and folders of family papers in the South Carolina Historical Society. They show that she doled out $79,855 to purchase 215 people, a sum worth almost $2.8 million today. See that? And guess who the great grandson of somebody wrote the damn book. You know what I'm saying? And basically put all the family business out there. So let me get this real quick. Yeah, man. The Lord is not about to, these people must think the Lord is silly, man. They must think the Lord is just, but that's white Jesus Christianity. They give you this God that that's so damn naive. He's, this stupid God. Like he doesn't know any better. He's not going to do anything. But what they're going to see is punishment is coming, man, for what they done. But let's get this, Psalm 64 and 8. Because the sun spilled all the beans. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And they don't want no parts of that, man. You get to talking to so-called white people about slavery, they get red in the face, and plus they want to change that conversation up quickly. They'll give you them couple of lines about, oh yeah, man, that was fucked up. Yeah, man, that was wrong. But deep down, they don't feel no real remorse about what happened to us as a people. That's why the Lord is gonna give them that business, man. Okay, it says the top dollar she paid for a single human was $505. The lowest purchase price was $20 for a person known as an old peg. Enslaved people drew widely varied prices depending on age, gender, and skill. But assuming other buyers paid something comparable to Ann Ball's purchase price, an average of $371 per person, the entire auction could have netted in the range of $222,800. That was a lot of money back then, boy. It says about $7.7 million today. Money then distributed among Ball Jr.'s heirs, including Ann. They weren't alone in profiting from the sale. Now check this out. I wanted to get this point right here. Enslaved people could be bought on credit. So banks that mortgaged the sales made money. Firms also insured slaves for a fee. Newspapers sold slave auction ads. The city of Charleston made money too by taxing public auctions. These kinds of profits helped build the foundation of a generational wealth gap that persists even today between blacks and white Americans. But see, this is the reason why they don't want no critical race theory taught. They want our people, they want this history wiped away. They don't want this shit taught in schools, man. They want your children to think that they've just always been here, and it's always been Americans, and they don't want them to know about their ancestors and what happened to them and how, as a people, we actually came to this land. They don't want that to be taught. It says Jervey, Waring, and White took a cut of the sales as well, enriching the partners' bank accounts and their social standing. Although the men orchestrated auctions to sell thousands of enslaved people, James Jervey is remembered as a prominent attorney and bank president who served on a church vestry. See, he's a Christian, man. A generous lover of virtue, as the South Carolina Society described him in an 1845 resolution. A brick mansion in downtown Charleston bears his name. See? Motherfuckers still got shit with their name on it to this very day out here. Morton Waring married the daughter of a former governor. Waring's family used enslaved laborers to build a 3.5-story house that still stands in the middle of downtown. In 2018, country music star Darius Rucker and entrepreneur John McGrath bought it from the local Catholic diocese for $6.25 million. Alonzo J. White, this was the other attorney, was among the most notorious slave traders in Charleston history. He also served as chairman of the workhouse commissioners, a role that required him to report to the city fees garnered from housing and correction of enslaved people tortured in the jail. See? So these people's history, man, it goes back a long ways, and it's terrible, man. It's not a good look. It said, yet these men were upheld by high society, Davila said. They are remembered as these great Christian men of high value. After John Ball Jr. died, the city council passed a resolution to express a high testimonial of respect and esteem for his private worth and public services. But for the 600 people sold and their descendants, only a stark reminder of how America entrenched racial wealth gap was born, Davila said, with repercussions still felt today. So and there you have it, man. Let me just grab this quick scripture here, man. And we gonna bring out all the history, man. We gonna everything that we see that we can bring out to, because this man, matter of fact, let me get this real quick. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let me start there. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So the man of sin is being revealed in his last days. That's how you know we're close to getting out of here. Because this man is being revealed, man, like no other. Every day you seeing something that's pointing to this man's history. And they can't take it, man. Every single day. And we're going to keep on reporting on it, man. It says, verse 4 says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And you already know they gave you white Jesus. Gave you a white God. Told you that the angels was white. All the apostles, all the prophets of the scriptures, Mary, Joseph, everybody in the scriptures, white people. Just a complete damn lie, man. This man is the devil. He is a natural deceiver, man. This man is the adversary, man. And let me let's get this though. Let's go. Let's get the punishment that's going to happen to their asses. Revelation 13 and 9. Let me start there. If any man have an ear, let him hear. So if you got understanding, man, you need to check it out. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And this is what we're patiently and faithfully waiting on. We're waiting for the same exact thing that they've done to us to happen to them. And the Lord said, pay them double. And I pray that I'm a part of that, man. I pray. I'm gonna have a great time. I can't, and we're gonna have a new mindset. We're going to have new bodies. The law, statutes, and commandments going to be written on our minds and our hearts. I pray I'm a part of that, man, because we're going to deal with them righteously. But it's going to be torture, man. They're going to pay for all the stuff that they've done to us as a people, man. Then they'll tell, you know, hey, pull yourself up by the bootstraps when you got all these hundreds of years head start on niggas. And you know, it's really saddening. Well, it ain't saddening. I mean, it's really crazy, though, that a lot of Jake doing a lot better than the so-called white man these days. You seeing the so-called white man, he's out here homeless as hell, sitting in wheelchairs with signs in his hands talking about, you know, I'm hungry and shit. Veterans, too. So, and we're not feeling sorry for him. We don't care, man. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, this thing is going to be dealt with righteousness. They told that lie about white Jesus and so a so-called white man has done us all kinds of dirty for hundreds of years, and then it's supposed to be one that's coming back to get us out of it, where we can hold hands with the very people that done us all kinds of dirty. That don't even make no sense, man. So when they see the Lord as a dark melanated man, what the world would call a Negro coming back, they're gonna be shook, man. They're gonna be really, really shook. So with that, hey, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala.